Adigbe CEO Bolade Travels. Nígbà tí spiritual father jẹ́ Sheikh Alhaji Abdulganiyu Abubakar Agbọ́tọmọ kékeré. Ìmáàmù àgbàlẹ̀ Ìbàdàn orí adé ń kalẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ náà ni Ọba Khalid Ọlábísí Oyèníyì Ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ ti Ṣakí. Nígbà tí àwọn ẹni àyẹ́sí pàtàkì jẹ́ Alájà Olóyè Tafikat Babayemi CEO Palm 77 Hotel tó fi dórí Chief Mrs. Alájà Rọ́mọkẹ́ Àyìndé Keromli, Dr. Mrs. Victoria Samson CEO Bovas Nigeria Limited tó fi dórí ìyàwó Olóyè Mùtí Ọ̀yọ́ Aláṣọ ńlú Ìbàdàn, Alájà Bọ́lá Ológbùrò àti Alhaji Abdulwahab Adékúnlé Amex Construction. Bákan náà ni Alhaji Waiki Abbas Babalọ́jà General ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ náà ní gbẹ̀yìn. Àwọn ẹni àyẹ́sí pàtàkì lẹ́ẹ̀kan ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àti káàkiri àgbáyé ni a máa gbórí wọlé síbi wáàsí ìta gbangba kan ní Splash FM àti Lágẹ̀lú FM.
Olùgbàlejò àgbà ọjọ́ náà ni High Chief Adébáyọ̀ Àkàndé MFR ẹ̀karùn Olúbàdàn tilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn àti màmá wa Chief Mrs. Oníkẹ́pọ̀ Àkàndé CON 2 times ministers. Ramadan lecture àti àṣekágbà ìdíje Al-Quran kékeré ti Splash FM àti Lágẹ̀lú FM April 11 ni ó wáyé o ní Jọgọ́ Center Ìbàdàn ẹ má ṣàlàyé wá.
Una well done, oh. Madam Naija, we miss you. Madam Naija, is it true you contracted coronavirus?
Yes, but I thank God I am well now. I just got back from the health center where I collected my first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
And you were one of those who declined when the health workers came to the market with the COVID vaccine.
I am now a changed person. I have even marked the date I will go and collect my next dose.
It is the time to go to the health center. I am always busy in the market and with the baby.
Nkiru, only a healthy person treats. And I was told in the hospital that it is really important that pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers like you take the vaccine. The COVID vaccine will protect you and your baby from the virus. The doctor says it is safe for everyone.
You're right. I will try and go to the health facility to get mine tomorrow before coming to the shop. Let me also follow Huno Road.
To get maximum protection from COVID-19, you must be up to date with your vaccines as recommended. The vaccines are safe and effective at helping the body develop immunity against the disease. Follow Huno Road.
Splash FM 105.5.
It's banging and electrifying. It's Sports Bang. Enjoy the best and the latest sports stories.
In Birmingham has gone and Fulham have lost.
Get ready for logical arguments, exclusive bites, comprehensive analysis, and superb banter.
There is no better number 10 anywhere in world football.
On Sports Bang. Mondays to Fridays by 7:30 a.m. and by 6:30 p.m. every Monday and Tuesday on Splash 105.5 FM. Join us on the planet where sports lovers live. Sports Bang. Get the big picture. Get the whole story. We keep you sports on.
And for a pleasant evening to you once again, wherever you are, this wonderful, rather wet, rather raining Tuesday evening in the ancient city of Ibadan. It's once again time for Sports Bang on a Splash 105.5 FM, broadcasting live from White House, Felele, in the city of Ibadan. It is 37 minutes gone past the hour of 6 p.m. this beautiful evening, and it's time to take you around the world of sports. Well, on the show this evening, we'll take a look at updates coming from the world of basketball. And when we talk basketball, we talk NBA. In case you don't know, the regular season of the NBA is now over. We'll give you a little bit of review of how it ended. Those who have qualified to the playoffs, those who are into the play-ins, and those who are right on their way home. We'll also take a look at the world of tennis as the Monte Carlo Masters that started yesterday continues. And of course, we'll talk about women's football. In case you don't know, this is, how do I put it, women's international break. So right now, club football, talking about the ladies, is on break. And the ladies are playing international friendlies ahead of the FIFA Women's World Cup. And I have to tell you that the Super Falcons of Nigeria have not been behind when it comes to these friendlies. Already in this women's international break, the Falcons played one international friendly earlier against Haiti. And I can tell you they played another today. We'll talk about the result of that game and maybe what it means for the Super Falcons later on the show. And of course, the biggest of them all, it's Champions League night, ladies and gentlemen. The quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. You know, when the draws were held a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, and it said 11th of April, it felt like it would never come. But as the Yorubas say, Tabada Jojo Akpe, today is finally here, the 11th day of April, and it's the day that the Champions League quarterfinal games are set to kick on, or should I say kick off. And one of the biggest fixtures to look forward to is greeting us welcome this evening, and that's Bayern Munich against Manchester City. Should I say João Cancelo going back to the Etihad Stadium as a visitor, a club that has been a home to him for quite a long time. So much to talk about on the show this evening, so little time to get into it. Once again, my name is Akinosho Oluwafemi, and I'm saying welcome. Okay, quickly, without taking much time on the show this evening, let's get started with updates coming from the regular season, or should I say the conclusion of the regular season of the NBA. Let's confirm to you that, the regular season of the NBA ended early hours of Monday morning. Sunday night stroke early hours of Monday morning. Let's confirm to you that Milwaukee Bucks finished the Eastern Conference as the champions of the regular season, finishing top and also being adjudged as the best team overall when it comes to the regular season. Remember, this doesn't hold much if you don't do well in the playoffs. But when it comes to the regular season, Milwaukee Bucks were absolute best. 58 wins and 24 losses. Okay, Boston Celtics came second in the Eastern Conference. Philadelphia 76ers third, the Cleveland Cavaliers fourth, New York Knicks fifth, and Brooklyn Nets sixth. Those are the 6 teams going into the playoffs automatically from the Eastern Conference. Then when it comes to the teams going to the play-ins, well, Miami Heat is going into the play-ins. Also, Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors, and the Chicago Bulls. Once again, Miami Heat, Atlanta Hawks, Toronto Raptors, and Chicago Bulls are all going into the play-ins. Now, the teams that are going home, Indiana Pacers, Washington Wizards, Orlando Magic, Charlotte Hornets, and Detroit Pistons. That is how it ended for the Eastern Conference. Now, let's talk about the Western Conference, shall we? Denver Nuggets finished the Western Conference as the conference champions, top of the table. Memphis Grizzlies came second, Sacramento Kings third, Phoenix Suns fourth, LA Clippers went into the automatic playoff positions with fifth, and Golden State Warriors also nicked it, sixth position. And talking about the playing positions, LA Lakers 7th, they'll play in the play-ins. Minnesota Timberwolves 8th, they'll play in the play-ins. The New Orleans Pelicans 9th, they'll play in the play-ins. And OKC Thunder 10. And the teams that have crashed out totally, whose season in the NBA has ended. Dallas Mavericks, Utah Jazz, Portland Trail Blazers, Houston Rockets, and San Antonio Spurs, all out of the NBA in the regular season. Shall we just tell you how they will actually square it up in the playoffs? Well, it actually begins in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Okay, talking about the Plains, Atlanta Hawks will take on Miami Heat. Minnesota Timberwolves are up against LA Lakers. Those games are set to be played in the early hours of tomorrow morning. And then later, the likes of OKC Thunder will take on New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, leaving the NBA this evening, let's quickly talk about tennis. And let's talk about the games that are being played at the Monte Carlo Masters. Yesterday, it was a couple of surprises as the likes of Andy Murray were knocked out of the Monte Carlo Masters. Today also tried to offer its own surprises, but maybe, just maybe, not enough surprises for some of us. Alexander Zverev came from a set down to defeat Alexander Bobek, 2-1. 6-3, 6-2, 6-4. Lorenzo Sonego also came from a set down to defeat Olga Humbert. Novak Djokovic, the world number one, Novak Djokovic earlier today got a 2 straight set win over Gakov Inna. And Daniel Evans was beaten from 1 set up against Ilya Ivashka. He lost 2-6, 6-2, 6-3. Also, Stefanos Tsitsipas, he got a get-out-of-jail free card because he had to, his opponent, Bonzi Benjamin, had to retire. Okay, those are the updates coming from other sports, and it's now time to talk about the round-letter game of football. As I told you, this time when it comes to the round-letter game of football, we start from the ladies. The ladies are doing really well. But before I get into that, I need to tell you that we're broadcasting live on Facebook this evening at www.facebook.com/FlashFM105.5. Well, the big game tonight is Bayern Munich visiting the Etihad against Manchester City. It is Thomas Tuchel against Pep Guardiola once again. And so many persons have said, Will, the last time they met in a top Champions League game, it was the Champions League final 2 seasons ago. And it was Thomas Tuchel who came out tops. So let's say it's a revenge mission for Pep Guardiola this evening. Who do you think will get the better of each other? Pep Guardiola or Thomas Tuchel? You can go on our Facebook fan page now and, of course, drop your comments. How do you think the Champions League quarterfinal game this evening will go down? Is it going to be Bayern Munich getting the better of... is it going to be Bayern Munich getting the better of Manchester City? A draw or a win for Manchester City tonight? Let me get your thoughts. And of course, we'll be back there later. I'll be back to take your calls, your messages on Facebook. I'm sorry, there wouldn't be just enough time to open the phone lines this evening. So we're dealing with just Facebook. So if you want to comment on the games tonight, and can Benfica continue their wonderful run against Inter Milan tonight? But meanwhile, let's confirm to you that the Super Falcons were in action earlier today against one of the hosts of the forthcoming FIFA World Cup. Talking about New Zealand, the Super Falcons earlier today hammered the co-host of the forthcoming FIFA World Cup, New Zealand, 3-0. This actually is the Falcons' second win since they went for their preparedly friendlies in Turkey. Remember, the last win for the Falcons was against Haiti. That was last Friday. Earlier today, they took on, a stiffer opponent in New Zealand. And this time it was even a more comfortable win for the Super Falcons. Goals came in from Onome Ebi, Jennifer Echegini, and of course the old war Desire Okpanoze. It was a comfortable win for the Super Falcons, and of course this brings to an end this phase of their preparation for the FIFA World Cup. The fact is, it has been a successful preparatory step as they won at least their 2 games in preparation for the World Cup. The World Cup starts on the 21st of July. Pardon me, the World Cup starts on the 20th of July, but the opening game for the Super Falcons will be on the 21st against Canada. Now, I must also tell you that, the game involving Nigeria is not the only friendly game concerning the ladies that has been played today. Let's confirm to you that earlier today we witnessed a couple of games. South Korea defeated Zambia, unfortunately, an African country, by 5-0. Turkey played out a goalless draw against Azerbaijan. Hungary defeated Italy by 2-0. Remember, we are talking about women's football. Hungary defeated Israel by 2-0, and Italy beat Colombia by 2-1. Now, there are games ongoing right now as we speak. For example, Ukraine is currently leading against Estonia by 1-0. Also, Denmark currently leading against Japan by 1-0. Spain are leading against China, already have won a game against China by 3-0. Germany trailing Brazil by 2-1. All friendly games, I can assure you. Portugal leading against Wales by 1-0. Sweden, currently trailing. They scored first, but surprisingly at trailing, they are trailing against Norway by 2-1. That means Norway is leading. Switzerland at halftime has 1-1 against Iceland. And Austria against Czech Republic after 34 minutes is still goalless. And also Netherlands against Poland will grace our screens later this evening, as well as Belgium versus Slovenia. Okay, right about now, it's time to leave the women's football and let's quickly talk about men's football. And there is no other place to start than the UEFA Champions League. Okay, as you know, the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League kicks off later this evening. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be magnificent. It's going to be powerhouses against each other. 2 games to go down later tonight. 8 p.m. Nigerian time to be precise. The first game is Benfica taking on Inter Milan. Well, both games are going to be played concurrently anyway, so you really cannot tell which is the first and which is the last. Okay, also Manchester City against Bayern Munich later tonight at the Etihad Stadium. Earlier yesterday before the game, well, guess what? Thomas Tuchel said he has been having sleepless nights ahead of this game. What is going on with Thomas Tuchel? Okay, we've got to join the BBC now for the BBC Premier League update. And when we come back from this, we'll actually talk about who is available for the game tonight and who isn't.
From the home of Premier League football.
Hello, this is Jo Parsons at the BBC Sports Centre. The former Arsenal and England goalkeeper David Seaman believes it's only a matter of time before Aaron Ramsdale becomes the first-choice keeper for the national team. Ramsdale made a string of impressive saves for the Gunners, which prevented Liverpool claiming all 3 points from Sunday's game. Seaman won 3 league titles and 4 FA Cups in a 13-year career with Arsenal. He now works part-time as a goalkeeping coach with the current team and says Ramsdale's performances speak for themselves.
It's what Aaron's been doing all season. You know, he's come in, this is his first full season. He's progressing so well that he's obviously putting pressure on England's number one. But like I said, the saves and the calmness that he's giving out now, the calmness that he's sending out is fantastic to watch.
Leicester City have named the former Norwich and Aston Villa boss Dean Smith as their interim manager on a deal until the end of the season. The Foxes are 18th in the table, 2 points from safety. Smith is the second Premier League manager this week who's been brought in to turn fortunes around until the end of the season, Frank Lampard being the first. Here's what Chelsea centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly has had to say about Lampard's short-term return.
We know him, we know that he is a legend. Half of the team know him, he trained them already. The situation is like this for the moment, but with his first training, he gave us a lot of support. He tells us that he will support us till the end and help us to be out of this situation.
The refereeing body PGMOL says assistant referee Konstantin Hatzidakis will not be involved in any matches, while the FA investigates an incident in which he appeared to elbow the Liverpool defender Andy Robertson. Hatzidakis made contact with Robertson's chin after the Scotland international approached him at the end of the first half in their 2-2 draw with Arsenal at Anfield on Sunday. And for more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, welcome back from that break. And of course, this is to Sport Bank this beautiful Tuesday evening. And of course, well, I've got good news for you. Well, I will be able to tell you the team news that's talking about the starting 11 for the game later tonight. It's right here in front of me. Okay, where do we begin? Well, let's begin from the team playing at home. Unfortunately, there'll be no Riyad Mahrez in the starting 11 for Manchester City this evening. He has been drummed in favor of Bernardo Silva. All right, let me just give you the starting 11. For Manchester City, Ederson, of course, in goal. John Stones, right back. Manuel Akanji and Ruben Dias, centre-back positions. And then Nathan Ake plays in the left-back position. Rodri, Gundogan, and De Bruyne in the midfield. Jack Grealish on the left, Silva on the right. Talking about Bernardo Silva, of course. And then Erling Braut Haaland, the man in form and the man with all the goals this season for Manchester City, as the number 9. On the bench, you've got the likes of Riyad Mahrez, Kyle Walker, Phillips, talking about Calvin Phillips. Laporte is on the bench. Alvarez on the bench. Phil Foden is still recovering from the surgery he had. Not available for this one. And for Bayern Munich, well, João Cancelo and Mane are on the bench. Starters, Jan Sommer, Benjamin Pavard, Upamecano, De Ligt, Alphonso Davies, Joshua Kimmich, Leon Goretzka, Sané, Musiala, Kingsley Coman, and Sagne Gnabry. Those are the men that Thomas Tuchel decided to go with. Okay, unfortunately, my time is up. Real man, Olayin Kabamidele, thank you so very much. I'm saying well done to me. And Agumbiade Sharif also, thank you so very much. Fortunately, we won't be able to take much comments because I've got to go right now. Thank you so very much for joining me this evening. It's been absolutely amazing. Don't forget, Benfica against Inter Milan, Manchester City against Bayern Munich, both kicking off at 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Thank you so much for listening this evening. Have a wonderful and beautiful Tuesday evening ahead, and bye for now.
Splash FM 105.5.
onígbọ̀wọ́ ìrun pípé yìí ni ọ̀nàrẹ́bù Bímbọ́ Adékànbí. Wọ́n ṣe ládùúrà wípé kí Ọlọ́run ọba Allah gba ìrawọ́rasẹ̀ àti ìyànjú wa nínú oṣù àwẹ̀ yìí. Allahumma amin.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا